everyone, today we will have Dr. Firdaus with me, okay, and we will be giving you practical comments about the conceptual framework, how to come up with a good conceptual framework and what are the areas that you have to focus on, and also how you would understand exactly how to form a good conceptual framework that is according to your study area. All right, yeah. Okay, now can you explain in brief or in summary, how did you come up with this conceptual framework?
You have to justify every single variables and their dimensions. For example, online teaching, from cognitive presence until the last one, instructions and support. You have altogether how many dimensions here? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you have 5 dimensions. And here also, the effective practices in online learning, you have 2 dimensions. We can see here. Yes, yeah. And mediating, you have academic motivation. It's just like attention, relevance, confidence, and satisfaction. You need to create the different boxes the way you have done for independent variables. At the same time, your dependent variables, okay. With personality traits, you have like big 5 factors, blah, 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 blah. These are your moderating variable, and I believe it is hitting on your H2, that path. Yeah. So, okay, now in chapter 2, empirically, you need to come up with every single detail. You have to have at least like historical perspective, development perspective, in Sri Lankan perspective, how education effectiveness in online learning is growing in these days, or what is the problems, in detail, every single thing, right? At the same time, you see, when you'll be writing like effective practices in online teaching, this is your first independent variable. If it is like 2.4, for example, in 2.4.1 is cognitive presence, 2.4.2 is teaching presence, just like that. Okay, community, is it your another dimension or together with interactivity? Which one?
Same thing, interactivity, collaboration, and online learning. Community is another dimension.
So, you see, every single thing also will be checking, like attention, relevance, confidence, and satisfaction for your mediating variable. I believe they are not the same thing. They are dimensions of your academic motivation, isn't it?
Yes.
So please create the different boxes, just like the way you have done for independent variables.
Okay.
By the way, your first independent variable, there is no connection to mediating. Is it like that?
Yes, because I take this in perspective of the academic motivation related for the student's side.
Have you written in chapter 2 why it is not related?
No.
Please take note, you need to justify.
Okay.
And personality traits, you have many things as moderating variable because you are at the infant stage. You haven't gone for proposal defense yet, so you don't know. You think like taking a lot of moderating variables is a kind of fashion. No, it's not like that. You will be suffering later on in chapter 4. Okay, I would recommend do not take the big things like personality traits as with many dimensions for your moderating variable, because moderating variable is not like independent, dependent, or mediating variable. They are different. You have to have some moderating effect. Usually people take moderating variable as categorical variable. For example, gender, male and female, 2 different categories, for example. They can take age, for example. They are usually categorical variable. But if you take personality trait, I believe it's not the categorical variable. They're going to measure it with Likert scale, 5-point or 7-point Likert scale. It's fine, but make sure that you do it correctly. So Dr. Jack, if you would like to add something here.
No, I don't have. It's very clear. It has been very clearly explained. Please remember his advice, right? Dr. Firdaus' advice, okay?
All right, so this is the thing. And then you have, how many hypotheses do you have here?
6.
Are you sure you have 6 hypotheses?
Why is your H3, hypothesis number 3, which arrow is that?
And numbering of the hypothesis also, it should go left to right. H1, and then you put H5 here at the bottom. Why? H4 right hand side, H5 left hand side. Why? There is no such rule, yes, but there is an unwritten rule saying that numbering should be moving forward to left to right. You see H4 is right hand side, but H5 is left hand side. Do you see that?
Yes.
Even H5 is the left hand side of H2. So your numbering, please readjust accordingly.
Okay.
Okay, and you have how many hypotheses? That means how many straight line do we have? How many paths do we have? They are called primary hypotheses. At the same time, we have mediating hypotheses as well. Like academic motivation is the mediator between effective practices in online learning and education effectiveness in online learning. This one is your mediating. Only one mediating you have. Okay, no problem. May I know that what are the theories that you have used for this to come up with this conceptual framework? And do you have the justification for every single path? How many theories or model that you have used? How many models or how many theories you have used?
3 theories.
Okay, so please take note all of this. What you have done is good. Now I would like to open up some of the concerns, like every single variables to the dimensions. You have some relationships between and among variables here in the conceptual framework. Make sure that they are justified in terms of theoretically and empirically. That is the main thing actually we would like to discuss. Okay?
Yeah.
So please take note about that.
Thank you, Dr. Firdaus, and thank you, Kishani, as well, for taking part of this conversation and this discussion. Okay, and we hope that all of you here who are listening in will understand by now how to actually form your conceptual framework and how to look at it and how to understand it better. Thank you, Dr. Firdaus, and thank you, Kishani.